Greetings from Riviera Maya in Mexico. It's Jim and Kari, and we are here at probably one of the premier resorts anywhere in the country, and definitely here in the Playa Car, Riviera Maya, Cancun area, Unico 2087. And if you're wondering what the 2087 stands for, it's the coordinates.
It definitely is, and this is kind of the latest and greatest in the Riviera Maya. Property's only a little more than a year old, brand new.
And this is from the owners of the Hard Rock here in Playa Car.
Yeah, the same chain that has the Hard Rock has started a brand new brand, which is the Unico brand.
And this is definitely, when you learn that it's owned by the same company that owns the Hard Rock brand here, you can definitely see the connection, and you can see that this is the next level. This is the next generation. It's got some similar aspects that the Hard Rock does, the energy, the fun pool, the music, but it's much cleaner, more stylish. As we've seen, I think the Hard Rock brand endures because it's real. It started in London at an actual Hard Rock cafe, but when that trend took off, started by Hard Rock, where you had the Planet Hollywoods and the Model Cafe or the NASCAR Cafe, those things that were sort of corporate and inorganic, that were very popular, say, in the 90s and maybe early 2000s, those things have sort of fallen out of fashion. And I think that this model here represents a lot of the same concepts, the Hard Rock, but with modern styling. As a matter of fact, speaking with one of the owners, they call it Mexican modern.
It is most definitely Mexican modern, and we've stayed at the Hard Rock in Riviera Maya. Great property, but this is the next step, the next generation. This is an adult-only concept, and it is, in my version, Mexico meets Miami.
I love it. I love the stylings, and I love the energy. You go to the pool, there's a DJ, they're playing fun, familiar hits, and there's some dancing, and there's an inflatable volleyball net that is up. There's inflatable unicorn devices at the pool. There's people sunning themselves. There's beautiful people, and you can definitely feel that there is sort of that Hard Rock energy and vibe, but at the next level. There's also a quieter pool if you'd rather have that.
Yeah, and one of the things that's really nice around the pool area is if you don't want to be where the DJ is, there's multiple pools and they're kind of interconnected, and you can sit in your lounge chair, and if you've downloaded the Unico app, you can order food and beverage right to your seat. You never have to get out of your lounge chair.
They definitely talk about the app a lot, and they encourage you to use it, and so far we've had a lot of success with it.
Oh, we've had a lot of success. I wish we would have downloaded it before we left, because you can actually do pre-arrival. You can pre-stock your minibar. You can order your pillows. If you have dietary needs, vegetarian, vegan, celiac, gluten-free, there are about a half dozen options, so you alert the hotel in advance so they're aware and they're ready for you. It's been a really great feature. You can pre-book your tours, your spa treatments. You can do just about everything. We just called the orderer to have our tray picked up from our room service with the app.
Yeah, I love the clean lines. I love the colors. I love the stylings, the appointments. When you first walk in, the lobby area is gorgeous, and you'll come in and you'll see this corridor, and down the corridor, there's a shopping area with some fantastic shops, and also right there on the corner, something that has become a staple of many resorts, and I think this is one of the better ones, a coffee bar called Inez.
Just got back from going to Inez. It's become my daily addiction. I think I've gone there 2 or 3 times a day since we've been here. And they have everything from hot coffees to teas to morning food and beverage. I mean, you can get avocado toast in the morning. They have sweet treats all day. They have panini sandwiches. We went for dessert last night, and I would say at any given time there's at least 25 things to choose from, and it's all complimentary because it's all included. It's an all-inclusive resort, which is a great feature. If you want to bring a little box of sweet treats back to your room, they even have little cardboard boxes so you can take things back to your room or out to the pool or to enjoy while you're having a spa treatment, I guess.
Yeah, it's so interesting to be in this coffee shop environment. You just grab and go stuff. It feels like you're robbing a Starbucks.
Yeah, but I think that I'm having better iced tea than I've had in a long time. I think I ordered a strawberry kiwi iced tea, and it was handmade. It's not like it's coming out of a pitcher. Everything is made to order, and it is fantastic. And I believe they're open 24 24 hours.
When you get here, when you go up to your room, probably the next blow-away thing that's going to take your breath away are the decks, the balconies here, where every one of them has a tub.
And a very large tub. And they've even got a really great feature where they have this board that you can put across your pool, or I guess it's your tub, even though it's deep enough to be a pool. And it has a spot for your stems for your wine glasses or champagne glasses. So you could sit and they put bubbles out there and enjoy the world and have a little bubbly in the bubble bath.
There's also a day bed and a large shower, of course, a separate water closet. The bathrooms are large. The bed is very comfortable. Sometimes we've been at Spanish resorts in Mexico where the beds are hard.
Yes, that's for sure. And everything, because this is a brand new resort, is so eco-friendly and really technology focused. I mean, large TVs. And one of my favorite things, and I wish every hotel would switch to this, is they have multiple outlets next to every bed. In this day and age, you want to charge your phone. You want to charge your iPad. You don't want to have to figure out which lamp you're going to unplug. And because this is a brand new resort, they've taken every single detail to heart.
And the amenities, of course, you have the complimentary minibar with either you can get Cokes or Gatorade or water.
Beer.
A beer, of course. And then I loved, not only that, but I loved the snacks in the minibar. As again, they call it Mexican Modern. And this is probably the first minibar I've seen where it's virtually all Mexican snacks with Mexican chips and nuts. And they even have little tiny bottles of Tajín, the popular spice you put on your fruit. Oh, you pretty much put it on everything. But I love that feature.
Oh, it's great. It's just one of those things that if you want more, you can order more. The minibar service guy came by yesterday. He's like, do you want more of anything else? I mean, you could tell him, yes, all I want is the Mexican Ruffles. And they would make sure you were stocked with that. And the rooms were designed by a woman, is what they've been told. And so things like the bath amenities are all focused towards women. I think Mandarin is the scent, and they're very good at, focusing on your senses. The room is done in a lot of natural woods, concrete floors, barn doors. I mean, it's very, very contemporary. It's not your old, orange adobe that you were accustomed to seeing in the 80s and 90s in Mexico.
And getting back to the minibar, if you want to make orders before you get to the resort, you can.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a specific kind of tequila in your room, if you prefer red over white, they will have that pre-stocked. They'll even do it that if you're not a person who likes to drink or does drink, you can request no alcohol in your minibar. You could do straight Diet Coke. They're really good about taking specific needs. It's not a generic all-inclusive, as we've been finding in the past decade.
As we're recording this, Kari has fresh hair. She just came from the Ascensia Spa, which I loved.
And this is another great feature where I think Unico is unique, is that they also include the spa, the salon, and your tours, all as part of your all-inclusive. All you pay is a 20%, basically the equivalent of a gratuity of what the retail would be on it, and you could spend the whole day in the spa. So far, we've both gotten haircuts. I've gotten a pedicure. We've gotten massages. I mean, there are dozens of things that you can have included, as well as about a half dozen different tours. So I think Jim's haircut costs, what, $11? And mine was $18, which is such a steal when I know how much I pay back at home.
$11 haircut, the best $11 haircut I've ever had. A great haircut for $11. $11 back in the States, a little risky, but here it was fabulous. Yesterday we got massages. They have a fantastic hydrotherapy area, which is outside. They've got a large pool sort of cordoned off into 3 different areas with the hydrotherapy. I guess we call it the lobster pot. I'm not sure the official name is.
It's the lobster pot, isn't it? We've called it for years.
It's sort of like a bubbly hot tub inside of an actual pool. There's also some benches that bubble, and then there's just a larger center area where you can lay out. It's very serene. Before you go there, my individual, on the male side, I can say I loved that area because it had different showers. It had different pools, soaking tubs, hot, cold, sauna, steam room, of course, all the amenities you'd want. And it also had the chaise lounges made of tile that are heated that I've seen on cruise ships. chips before, so I really liked the individual preparation areas in the spa.
Oh, beautiful locker rooms, good-sized lockers, and the robes and the shoes that they provide while you're having your services are fantastic. And even the pre and post treats, the dried fruit, the dried nuts, the beverages, all of that while you're in the relaxation area, all great options, more than just your typical, here's an apple and a glass of water.
One of the things that we've seen that has really changed dramatically over the 20-some years we've been coming to Mexico on a regular basis is the dining options here. We ate at the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, and I believe there's 5 different restaurants as well as room service and other options. And this is next generation Mexican food. This is gourmet. But I got to say, even more than I love my entree, I love my appetizer, which they called a shrimp and crab hamburger. I called it a fancy crab cake, and I could have eaten a plate of them.
I think it was tuna, but it was still it did taste like a crab cake. It tasted like the best crab cake you could ever have. I believe it was shrimp and tuna, and it was amazing. And again, the presentation was fun. And speaking of presentation, there was a young couple, I believe, honeymooning, who was next to us, and they were telling us all about the food that they had. And then they ordered dessert, and I didn't see what the name was on the menu, but it was a Spanish coffee, and they bring it right to your table, and they prepare it there, and they use the flames where they're mixing the flames at a great distance. The barista it was incredible. The couple's eyes, they were just like, I never thought of having coffee for dessert. They loved it.
And they were also really funny because they couldn't decide which entree. And so they'd ordered 3 different proteins and were kind of sharing it amongst themselves, which is a really great way to go. It lets you try a lot of different things.
That's one of the reasons to be at an all-inclusive. The other thing they do at the restaurant is they make your guacamole fresh tableside.
Oh, yeah. The guacamole trolley showed up and I was ready to jump on that trolley. But it was great because she specifically asked, how do I like my guacamole? How spicy? How salty? How much lime? And because that's one of my very favorite foods, it was done right to taste it, and it was perfect.
We didn't get the opportunity to do any of the other restaurants, but we did talk to some other people who are here at the resort with us. They love the Asian teppanyaki restaurant.
Yeah, it's not only teppanyaki, it's teppanyaki, yakitori, and sushi. So it was a 3-in-1, and it looked fantastic. And I also was hearing from many people in the group, the rave reviews are coming from the steakhouse. I guess the steak with mushrooms was over the top to die for.
I've heard a lot of people talk about the steakhouse, so definitely that's a must-do if you come here. And I hear that the presentation for the ice cream is really cool.
Yeah, if you get a chance, Google ice cream Unico, because everybody was posting pictures. Basically, they put like a little cart on top of your table, like a little ice cream truck, and it has 3 kinds of ice cream and all of its topping, and it's a make-your-own sundae. I wish we would have had more room after having had dinner to allow to have the ice cream. Somebody was joking, saying he started at sushi. He wanted to stop for the tuna and shrimp hamburgers where we were at, have a steak and ice cream for dinner, and kind of do a rotating restaurant. It doesn't sound like too bad of an idea.
That's a man with a plan right there. That's the beauty of coming to an all-inclusive, because you can do things like that. You want to try an extra protein, like you said, you can do that. You want to mix and match, if you've got the feet, you can make it happen. Another thing that all-inclusives have been associated with for better, for worse, forever, buffets. And they have a buffet here, the 2087 restaurant. It's just off the pool. And we've done many buffets in our time. And I would have to say that the 2 buffets in my mind that pop up as far as the wow factor, the quality of food, and the incredible variety is one that we had in Dubai. So that should tell you something about what we're talking about here, where we're talking next level. And this one here, 2087 here at Unico.
Yeah, we ate there for both breakfast and lunch, and it was phenomenal. I just think about that first lunch we had here when I realized that they had a whole ceviche section, and I think I tried 5 out of 7 of the ceviches they had, and that was just my idea of heaven. But they also have a variety of grill proteins. I mean, everything and anything you can think of, and they even had one section which was sugar-free desserts and gluten-free breads and desserts. So again, taking people's dietary needs into consideration.
They had so many varieties. They had sautéed cactus at lunchtime for breakfast.
That one.
for breakfast, they had it was a beautiful presentation. They had these little glass jars filled with different varieties, different colors of yogurt with fruit. They have thought thought of everything with this buffet. So if you're one of those people, don't think that this is going to be like going and strapping on the feed bag. This is a dining experience, and this is as good as buffets get.
Yeah, it's not the old school. I always jokingly call it, dried up green beans and a chafing dish. It is not that at all. I don't think you could go away hungry at either of these, breakfast or lunch, because they have something for everyone. And connected to the buffet restaurant, they even have a full sushi bar. So if you want to belly up to the sushi bar, you could have sushi made to order.
We're here for an event, and the event space here is incredible. I love the ballroom.
Oh, it's beautiful space. I was there for a breakfast yesterday morning and a presentation, and then our final dinner's there tonight. We've also seen a wedding going on here, different groups that are here, and it looks like everybody's having a great time. But because of the way the property is laid out, the groups don't feel like they're on top of each other. You really don't know that there are other groups in house.
I feel like they've thought of everything. You can tell that this is an experienced team who has designed this hotel and put the systems together. They have covered the attention to detail is amazing.
Oh, I don't think I can find a flaw, and I have a pretty critical eye when it comes to things. If anything, we just haven't had enough time to experience everything that Unico has to offer.
But I would definitely come back here, and I would heartily recommend this to anyone. Who do you think are some of the targets? Who should be here?
I think anyone who likes to have fun, that appreciates good food. It's a great, 20 something, because it's adults only. You're going to find a lot of honeymoon couples, but you're also going to find people that want to have fun, bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, group incentives. I think it's kind of a one takes all. And if you don't necessarily want to be out by the main pool when the DJ is playing, you can go over to the quiet pool. And you know what? When you're at the quiet pool, they're still going to deliver food to your chair. You get a different environment, but you're still getting all the other amenities of the property.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, and I will heartily recommend this in the future. You should definitely check it out. How can people book through you?
Just email me, kari@stellartravel.com.
It's Unico 2087, but I think for us, it's Unico 10 out of 10, and definitely part of your best trip ever.